Yo, what's up, everybody? PJ Turner.
Miss Kareem.
We are here at King Swing 2026. We had level 4, and we ended up doing some really fun stuff with triple steps in general. So, a couple things that we have. We have 3 types of triple steps in West Coast Swing. One of them is called the passing triples. So the passing triples is passing your feet every single time. Passing your feet every time, doing forward, going backing, triple step with a backing triple step, right? So we also have what we call a pushing triple, right? So a pushing triple is kind of like a salsa or a mambo kind of context, right? So if we look at pushing triple, we can push, right? We can push, we can move sides and backwards, we can move these different type of contexts, right? Now you can also have a pushing with passing. So to give an example, if I was to lead like a sugar tuck from a follower standpoint, a passing sugar tuck. So 1, 2, this would be push and passing of that footwork, right? So you have a push and pass reference that is also being able to be used. The last one that we have is called a collective triple. Collective triple literally means just underneath you. So if we had triple step, triple step, triple step, everything just slightly under your hips. As long as it's not outside of your hips or it doesn't cause you to move and travel through space, that means that it is a collection underneath your body.
And make sure all of them, you're like keeping your axis above the legs to be able to create a right triple and still like do the stuff with the legs, but the upper body doesn't like work together with the lower body.
So we end up talking about understanding what is the usage or differences of each one of those triple steps. And this is more about partnering and understanding that all of those are acceptable, right? It's just what is the intention and the purpose other than, oh, I must do my anchor step in place, or I must do collect, and then anchor away, or leaders going 5 and traveling their 6, or doing a collect for their 3 and. There's differences on the reasons of why. Maybe the song is fast, maybe the song is slow. Maybe my follower is super long in their frame. Maybe my follower don't feel space.
And my partner is like super short and wants me to stay in place. My partner like leading with very long frame and he wants me to travel. So it's all about like how your partner chooses to dance or how we're choosing to work together.
So these are the reasons that we choose each one of these styles of triple steps and then add on to what those things are, right? So a few examples. So we'll do the follower side first. So if we just did sugar push, right? So I'm not going to do anything, I'm just going to do plain Jane. Corinne can actually play with any of these triples that we have, right? So from the sugars, right? Is she passing? Is she pushing? Is she moving? Right? Does she pass? Does she push? Does she collect? Right? What is the context here? How is she moving? She passes there. That was a passing triple. That was a collected triple. Which one is the whip? That was passing. And that was passing each one of those times. So from a leader standpoint, what did I use? Did I use a push triple? Did I use a push triple? Did I use an understanding? Did I use a collected triple? Then a travel triple, right? Did I use triple step collected, right? Walk, pushing, collected, right? So each one of these things, a whip, 1, 2, that was a collection. That was a collection. We'll reset. Go ahead, travel. That was a travel triple. She goes. That was a travel triple because the follower really wanted to move because of what their decisions was. I made a different choice instead of my perfect whip or footwork that we were expecting, right? So using each one of those things becomes a partnering context and a musical context. So make sure your length of frame, not length of arm, is a different story, right? Shorter frames, extended frames, all these things exist, and understanding why we choose the footwork we do.
Yeah, we talk about specifically the anchor step, that the leader is listening to the follower's anchor and not the followers listening to the leader's anchor. So they're creating the direction, I'm receiving the direction, and they should wait for me to create my direction and recycle the energy again into the next direction.
So the big idea with that was the yo-yo context. If I throw the yo-yo, my job is to wait for the yo-yo to get done. I don't hold the yo-yo prior to it reaching the end of the string. So leaders, we do not step back on 6 unless absolutely necessary. So I go to send the yo-yo, I send the yo-yo, I wait on the yo-yo, I collect it. If I send the yo-yo goes to the end of the string, and I pull the yo-yo prior to it getting to the end of the string, because I'm supposed to step back on 6, I pull the follower. I pull the yo-yo out of connection, then it interrupts the journey of the connection, cool, or the partnership. So we talked about a few of the do's and don'ts, but the reasons of the whys. Cool. The only reason I would do that if the yo-yo doesn't go to the end of the track, 3 and 4, 5, and I make my adjustment from here. That ends up getting to the point of the stretch back to the yo-yo. Now I can continue to move again. That's an adjustment, but not the default basing. Cool. Those are the things we talked about.
Yeah.
Good job, everybody.
Good job.